Hey there, this is Clay with RelationshipInnerGame.com, and in this video we're going to be talking about 5 signs that your guy is playing mind games with you. Ooh. Okay, so the first sign is that he, what they call, negs you. Okay, so a neg is short for negative hit, and it's sort of lingo in pickup artist world, where basically an aspiring pickup artist will do what they call a neg, where he'll kind of give you a sort of compliment, but it's sort of also an insult at the same time, right? So he might say something like, "Oh, that's a really nice outfit, but I don't really like that. But that jacket, it looks a little bit outdated." Or, "Hey, you're looking pretty good today, but maybe you could use a little bit more makeup." Or, something along those lines, where it comes across like a compliment, but there's sort of like an insult sort of buried underneath it. And a lot of pickup artists, they'll use this sort of technique as a way to keep a woman feeling insecure, so that if she's feeling insecure, if she has low self-esteem, they might even have sex with a guy like him, right? And so what you want to do is you want to watch out for these sorts of negs, because either a guy employing these negs is either just an asshole in general, in which case you don't want to interact with him, or he's probably just a good-hearted guy who's been having a difficult time meeting women, and he just read some bad advice on the internet somewhere. But either way, he's probably playing some sort of mind game with you, okay? If he's doing some sort of this, neg thing, okay? So be on the lookout for that, and just be kind of aware that that's sort of what it's all about. It's really trying to make you feel a little bit insecure, so that you might even have sex with a guy like him. Okay, and of course that guy has low self-esteem as well, otherwise he wouldn't be doing all that BS, but whatever. That is a topic for another video. The second sign that a guy might be playing mind games with you is if he will be in contact with you, maybe the two of you even go out on a great date or something like that, but then, after that he just pulls away, vanishes for maybe a week or whatever, some really long period of time, maybe a couple days, that's reasonable, but if it's like a really long period of time, and then he just comes back like nothing happened and blah blah, that could be a sign of some sort of mind game thing happening. I mean, obviously it's a sign of emotional unavailability, because typically an emotionally unavailable person, they might consciously think that they want to get close to you. They might consciously think that they want a relationship. They might consciously think that they want to have this great intense connection. But then when it's right there in front of them, it can scare them, because again, they're not really ready to open up and be vulnerable in that way, and they might retreat. And so you might end up with this sort of behavior where you might have a great interaction, a great date, a great time together doing whatever you two kids do out there on dates. But then he'll just vanish and leave you wondering what happened? Where'd he go, right? And so that's definitely a mind game that a lot of people play. Sometimes people do it. Sure, it might be the unavailability thing, but sometimes they might also do it as sort of a little manipulation thing to kind of keep you guessing, also keep that insecurity level high. I don't think this is necessarily a pickup artist kind of thing. I think it's really more of just an unavailability thing, more than anything. But again, it's just something to keep out. I mean, again, someone out there might do it if they were just really insecure and they wanted to kind of keep you feeling insecure too, so that you have to prove yourself to them and vindicate yourself to them by, I don't know, sleeping with them or whatever twisted stuff people like that might think. I don't know, but that's sign number 2. Sign number 3 is when he is essentially behaving hot and cold, right? So if somebody is really warm to you, so again, kind of like the whole date thing, maybe you have a great date or something, but then maybe the next time you see each other, he's kind of standoffish, pulls off, not very sociable or something like that. And this is a habit, right? It's not just oh, he had a bad day that day, but it's a recurring pattern over a period of time. And that could also be another sort of mind game thing here, because it keeps you kind of on your toes, guessing about whether you're going to get Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde one day or the other, right? Or whether you're going to get the warm, loving person that you probably want to experience, or the cold shoulder guy the next time. So that is the third way that the guy might be playing mind games with you. The fourth sign that a guy could be playing mind games with you is that he just never initiates. Okay, now to be fair, as a guy who's been out there in the dating world before, I can tell you that sometimes guys maybe don't initiate because they want to do it the right way, right? They want to plan like some sort of great date or something like that, and it kind of intimidates them, and they just end up kind of not initiating because they're essentially procrastinating on kind of pulling the trigger and actually just going with the date. They want to make sure it's like the perfect one. They want to get all the pieces set up right and everything like that. So that's definitely one aspect. But on the other hand, if he's just not initiating with you, that could be a mind game as well. Either to keep you in chasing mode so that he has the upper hand, because again, there are always people out there who are going to think, the whole thing, whoever cares the least controls the relationship, or whatever it might be, right? And obviously I don't believe that to be true, but there are some people that try to use that sort of like mind game to sort of like pull you into chase mode, or to like prey on insecurity to kind of like pull you into chase mode, so that there's less perceived risk for them to actually go out there and initiate something. And this could include initiating in any sort of format, whether that's texting, calling, going on dates, whatever, right? If he's leaving it on you to initiate, number one, that says a lot about his sort of masculine character and his ability to initiate things in general. But number two, it also says a lot about his ability to be open and vulnerable for risk, and to really put himself out there as well. So that's sign number 4. Now, sign number 5, the last one I'm going to talk about, is that he doesn't really open up to you. Now, you might be having some sort of conversation, some sort of dialogue or something, and maybe you share something great and wonderful with him, and that's great. Vulnerability is wonderful. It's what brings us together. It's what helps us create intimacy between one another. But if he doesn't really sort of match that and open up as well, because we have this thing called the investor mindset, where you want to make a small bet. Maybe that includes being vulnerable in some way, and see if he rises up and meets that, and then the two of you can just sort of like kind of escalate things slowly, and it gets a little bit higher, right? But if you go up and he doesn't meet you, or he just comes and says, oh, okay, that's cool. And if you go up again, oh, okay, that's really cool. And it just kind of gets lopsided that way. And that really signals a lack of emotional availability on his part. And sometimes guys might do this because they read somewhere that women like a mysterious man, and so he might say something like, oh yeah, that reminds me of something, but I can't tell you about that, or what, just some like throwaway thing just to like try and bait your curiosity, or something like that. And that could definitely be a mind game sort of thing. So be aware of that. But if there's a guy who's like really into you, and he is emotionally available and he's not playing mind games, he'll want to open up and share with you too. He'll want to open up and connect with you too. He won't be afraid to be vulnerable. He won't be afraid to show his true colors. So I hope this helped you out. I hope this has given you a taste of at least 5 signs that a guy might be playing mind games with you. If you'd like to learn more about how to meet, date, attract, and get commitment from a high-quality guy so that you can have a great, wonderful, loving, committed relationship, please go ahead and check out our website, relationshipinnergame.com. Sign up for our email newsletter, and we can start sending you tips, advice, and strategies to help you get there starting today. Again, this has been Clay with Relationship Inner Game. If you like what we're doing, please go ahead and give this video a like, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, or go ahead and leave a comment down below. Guys, if you're watching this video, do you want to spill the beans and maybe share some mind games that you might have played in the past? Not that you would play mind games, but maybe a friend that might have played mind games in the past. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Get the discussion started. Again, this has been Clay with Relationship Inner Game, and I'll talk to you again next time. Take care.